My name is Cleo. I'm a ghost, a phantom trained to operate in the shadows. For years, I served an organization known only as the Agency. They molded me into a weapon. I was blind to the truth. Now my eyes are wide open. The Agency is not what it seems. My mission is to expose them. I will fight. From a young age, I was groomed for this life. They found me, a lost and lonely soul, and offered me purpose, a sense of belonging. They drilled me relentlessly, pushing me to the very limits of my physical and mental endurance. I excelled in their brutal training regime. I became a master of deception, a chameleon blending seamlessly into any environment. Close quarters combat, espionage, information extraction. I became an expert in the deadly arts. The Agency taught me how to disappear, how to become a ghost. They honed my body into a weapon, my mind into a steel trap. I was a loyal soldier, following orders without question, believing I was serving a greater cause. I was deployed to countless hotspots around the world, carrying out covert operations with ruthless efficiency. I thought I was fighting for freedom, for democracy. I was a pawn in their twisted game. The Agency's true agenda was far more sinister. They craved control, dominance over the world stage, and they used me to achieve their twisted goals. I was their weapon, their instrument of destruction. The turning point came during a mission in the Balkans. We were tasked with eliminating a supposed terrorist cell operating in the region. The intelligence we received was ironclad. The target identified as a high-value individual with links to multiple attacks. But something didn't feel right. The more I dug, the more inconsistencies I uncovered. The evidence was fabricated, the intelligence reports doctored. The so-called terrorist cell was nothing more than a group of innocent civilians, framed to serve the Agency's agenda. The realization hit me like a physical blow. Everything I thought I knew, everything I believed in, was a lie. I had been a tool, a weapon wielded by a corrupt and ruthless organization. The blood of innocence was on my hands, and the guilt was suffocating. I confronted my superiors, demanding answers. They denied everything, dismissed my concerns as the ravings of a stressed-out operative. But I knew the truth. I had seen the evidence with my own eyes. That's when I made a decision. I would expose the Agency, no matter the cost. The Agency's reach is vast, their influence insidious. They orchestrate wars and topple governments, all to maintain their grip on power. They manipulate stock markets, engineer economic crises, and control the flow of information to suit their agenda. They operate above the law, accountable to no one. Their agents are everywhere, embedded in governments, corporations, and media outlets around the world. They pull the strings from the shadows, shaping global events to their will. Their tactics are sophisticated and ruthless. They use propaganda and disinformation to sow discord among the populace, inciting unrest and undermining stability. They fund and arm both sides of conflicts, profiting from the chaos and bloodshed. They eliminate anyone who dares to stand in their way. Journalists, whistleblowers, politicians, silencing dissent with ruthless efficiency. Their goal is simple, total control. They seek to dominate the world stage, to become the puppet masters of global affairs, and they will stop at nothing to achieve their objective. I have seen their handiwork firsthand. I know the depths of their depravity. I am not alone in my fight. There are others who have seen the truth, who have felt the sting of the Agency's betrayal. We are a network of former agents, analysts, and informants, united by a common goal: to bring down the Agency and expose their crimes to the world. But we are hunted. The Agency considers us a threat to their very existence, and they will stop at nothing to silence us. They have vast resources at their disposal: surveillance networks, hit squads, and an army of loyal operatives. Every day, we live with the knowledge that we are targets. Our communications are monitored, our movements tracked. We live in the shadows, constantly looking over our shoulders. But fear is a luxury we cannot afford. The stakes are too high. If the Agency is not stopped, they will continue to manipulate and exploit the world, plunging nations into chaos and sacrificing countless lives in their pursuit of power. We are fighting for our lives, for the future of humanity. The agency possesses a weapon of unprecedented power, a global surveillance system known as Project ShadowNet. This clandestine program grants them access to every digital device on the planet. Emails, phone calls, social media, everything is intercepted, analyzed, and stored in a vast data center. Project ShadowNet allows the agency to monitor the activities of billions of people, identifying potential threats and silencing dissent before it even begins. They use this technology to manipulate elections, control narratives, and shape public opinion. Project ShadowNet is the agency's ultimate weapon, a tool of oppression that gives them unparalleled power over the global population. This information cannot be allowed to remain hidden. The world must know the truth about the agency's surveillance state, about the insidious ways in which they are eroding our freedoms. I will not rest until Project ShadowNet is exposed and dismantled. The agency thrives on secrecy. They operate in the shadows, manipulating world events without consequence. It is time to shine a light on their dark deeds, to expose their crimes to the world. The public must be made aware of the agency's existence, of their insidious influence over governments and institutions. People need to understand the threat they pose to our freedoms, to our very way of life. We need to raise our voices in unison, to demand accountability and transparency from those in power. The mainstream media, often complicit in the agency's web of deceit, cannot be relied upon to tell the truth. We must use alternative platforms, social media, and independent news outlets to spread the word. The more people who know about the agency, the harder it will be for them to operate in the shadows. Ignorance is their shield. Knowledge is our weapon. The agency will stop at nothing to silence those who dare to oppose them. They will discredit, smear, and eliminate anyone who threatens their grip on power. They will paint us as traitors, as delusional conspiracy theorists, as enemies of the state. They will use their vast resources to silence us, to make us disappear. But we will not be intimidated. We will not back down. We will continue to fight for the truth no matter the cost. The agency underestimates the power of the people. They underestimate our determination to expose their crimes, to hold them accountable for their actions. We are a growing movement, a global network of truth seekers and freedom fighters. They may try to silence us, but our voices will only grow louder. This is a call to action. The time for complacency is over. The future of our world hangs in the balance. We must stand together and fight for justice, for accountability, for a world free from the agency's tyranny. Share this message far and wide. Use every platform at your disposal to spread the word. Educate yourselves and others about the agency's crimes, about their insidious influence on our world. Support independent media outlets and journalists who are brave enough to speak truth to power. Demand accountability from your elected officials. Hold them responsible for ensuring that agencies like this operate within the bounds of the law. We are the many, and they are the few. Together, we can make a difference. The agency may have vast resources and unlimited power, but they have one fatal weakness: the truth. And the truth is coming to light. We will expose their crimes one by one. We will reveal their secrets to the world. We will not rest until the agency is brought to justice, until their reign of terror is finally over. The fight will be long and arduous. There will be setbacks and sacrifices. But we will not waver. We will not falter. We are the light that shines in the darkness, and we will not be extinguished. The agency's days are numbered. Their reign of terror is coming to an end. The truth will prevail.